How long will people be wearing masks?
We're going to be wearing masks until there's a vaccine that is deployed in the tens, if not hundreds of millions of doses, and people in the country get vaccinated.
Will that happen in 2021?
It can. It can. Yeah, I mean, I am not one of the people who thinks we're going to have a vaccine in 2020.
This mask, we should have the name written in there. Mask means economy. Because people can really enjoy life if they can do and keep the restaurants open, keep the shops open. They can go out and hang out with again, some limited grouping, and keep their activity and their emotional health going.
And now we're still in that balance of public health, doing what we know works, at the same time getting our lives back as close to normal as we can.
When they think about their personal rights and wearing a mask and how that may or may not impact their personal rights, that they're actually thinking of, you know, their neighbor or their parent or their grandparent, and what that, you know, wearing a mask or washing your hands or decreasing your social footprint, what it's really all about, and that it's not about them. It's about the community. It's about saving each other's lives until we can get a vaccine and get through this.
How would you grade Central New York's performance in the last 6 months?
I don't know whether I should grade it. I think I would say that we have done quite well.
How did Central New York do?
I think we did well. I think we're doing well, not over.
How did the federal government do?
I think the federal government could learn a lot from the state of New York and from Central New York. That's how I feel.
You can't argue with the data, the science. I mean, we did it. We had the same tools that other states did. We used them, and I think the outcomes are pretty impressive.
The community's done a great job together. The community stepped up to stop this virus. The community is what really stopped that worst case scenario from happening.
I think overall, this period of time, and those of us who lived in it, history will judge us well.
As Dr. Thomas said, it's not over. Just this week, America hit the grim milestone of 200,000 deaths. That's not just one big number. That's 200,000 American families forever scarred by coronavirus, including the Fagans in Lafayette, who lost their 28-year-old daughter and sister, Adeline, a doctor. Those who haven't lost loved ones maybe lost their jobs or livelihoods. At the very least, all of us have lost the comfort and flexibility our lives used to know. At the 6-month mark, it gives us the chance to reflect on the lessons we've learned, mourn who and what we've lost, and celebrate just how resilient and how strong we can be together. On behalf of photographer Jack Estabrook and the entire News Channel 9 team on the front lines, I'm Andrew Donovan. Good night from downtown Syracuse.